Welcome to Two Sisters Podcast with your hosts, Christy and Melissa, who are real sisters bringing you real talk about life and faith through humor, insight, and community. Now, let's get into this week's episode.
What's up, guys? It's Melissa
and Christy,
and welcome to Two Sisters Podcast. So, guys, we are still with the theme of coaching sessions. And for today, we are talking about single Christians over 30. We feel like that is, a subject that we want to discuss and talk about and share our opinions and experiences and, just put it out there and see how you guys feel. Those of you who are single, who are Christians, and who are over 30. How is it out here in these streets for you guys in this day and time? Still, doing during a pandemic, even though some people don't feel like it's a pandemic or everybody's, the restrictions are off and everybody's just trying to be normal or live normally again. So it's like all of these different factors that's going on today, and we just want to know how you guys feel about it. So we're going to pretty much share how we feel about this subject. So I'm going to actually start or allow Christy to lead the discussion or start the discussion off.
I think she already started the discussion off, guys, but if she say so, okay? So, Melissa and I are over 40, 40. But when we titled the topic for today, it was an idea to say over 30 because for whatever reason, in this space and time here on earth, 25-year-olds, because, we coach.
Right.
25-year-olds,
yeah,
in their mind, they're 40.
Well,
like 25 to them and being single is 40 and being single. Like they think that's too old at 25. So that's why we said over 30, because we don't want to minimize the psyche of the 25 to 30-year-old. But 25, it was just too young to me as far as like.
But my clients are.
And they are, but as far as like who we're addressing.
20, actually.
Who we are addressing in this here episode.
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm so sorry. It's funny because I don't even understand why at 20 they feel so just
right.
I don't know.
I don't know how they got there.
Right.
Because we literally have women who book sessions with us individually. And they're, anywhere from 19, 20, 21 through 26, 27, maybe 29. But the ones that concern us the most are the 22, under 25.
Under 25.
And they literally think the world is against them.
Yeah.
And they can't find no good man. And it's too late. Like,
oh my God.
And
yeah, I'm just wondering
literally
what is going on.
We're laughing like, ma'am, calm down.
What is going on?
If you think that at 22, 25, then what are the 40-year-olds thinking? Which me and Melissa are in that boat, right? What is the 30-year-old thinking? What is the 35-year-old thinking? So it was so many age groups we could have like labeled in our title, but we thought 30 was a good middle ground to include those of you who are younger than 30 but feel like your 22 is a 40, and for the 30-year-olds who feel like their 30 is 50, 60, or 70 at this point. Like, to me, it's getting ridiculous.
It is.
It's getting ridiculous. I don't know what spirit to call it, but I know it's evil. And it's deception.
Yeah.
And it's not truth, right?
Deception.
And we need to balance, reality, truth, and deception when we're thinking about this. Because there are a lot of women that are overwhelmed and thinking that they've done something wrong if they're 25 and single and they're Christian and they're looking for their quote unquote Boaz. That's a different story for a different time.
Yes, let's not.
Okay, like, can we just let that go, please? Just for a moment. Like, y'all can pick it back up after the episode, but like, let's just let the Boaz and Ruth thing go for right now. For our time together today.
That you're a Proverbs 31 woman.
Let that go too.
And looking for the Boaz. You've done everything spiritually correct.
Okay, because what was the people doing before the Boaz and Ruth story? Like in real life on earth, what was they doing? And what was they doing?
Oh, Lord.
You know what I'm saying? Esther and you looking for your king. We're just going to put those on the shelf and those ideologies and what you believe and, what you don't and you ain't, whatever. Like, we're not trying to over spiritualize this. We're just saying practically something has gone awry, right?
Yeah.
For these many women, young women, right, to be so distressed and bogged down and burdened down mentally and emotionally and even spiritually because they think that there's no white picket fence for them, right? There's no they're being told that they're doing something wrong, especially from, I would say, what is it called? The manosphere, right? People that are on social media, people have different outlets that they're using to downgrade, beat down women. And it just seems like there's a special section for us Christians, right? Mm-hmm. There's like a special section for us to go in that, it's being said that we are delusional. And we're doing something very wrong if we are single at 25. And so, let's talk about some of those challenges, that we have interpreted or heard from our clients.
Okay. Is this what you going to start off or you want me?
Well, I feel like I've been talking for a minute, so you can go ahead.
Okay, well, for me, the challenge, well, it's so...
Or mindset, or however you want to word it.
Yeah, I understand. Like, it's just so... It's a little bit challenging to put it in, like, a concise way. It's so many different things, I think, was when it comes to my clients, about why they feel like this. So, it's just so dynamic. So, one of my things is when they're talking and they're like in panic mode almost, which I don't, the first thing for me is just to calm them down. Like, why are you on 1,000 right now? And why is this such a high alert, panic, mayday, screaming? Like, why is it that right now? What is wrong? What is going on? Like I'm trying to figure out, like, is it hormones? Like, what is naturally going on within your body that is putting you at high risk, high alert, in the airport? What is it, that threat level? What is causing this to happen right now? And literally, like, it's been most of my coaching sessions recently, where I'm getting all of these 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old, 23-year-old, maybe a 24-year-old too. Coach, like, these clients of mine just come into me on high alert and in threat mode. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. And literally the main thread of it is that it's fear. It's fear based, basically. Okay, so let's start with that. Fear based, reason being, number one, for whatever reason, they think they should have a man. Okay, for whatever reason, they think they should already have a man. That's first off, which I really don't get at 19, 20, 21, but whatever. Okay, and then secondly, their thing is that they are trying to live a Christian life, meaning in definition, for my definition right now, for this particular podcast, is that they are practicing celibacy or abstinence, whichever word you want to use. The point is they're not having sex, because for me and my clients, they believe that they want to save themselves for marriage. So they're on high alert because they are not coming across the paths of men who are respectful to wait, or who they feel a pressure that they may have to give it up because, and you all know what that means, give it up because if they don't, then the guys they're interested in is going to go after the girls that's giving it to them. So then they go into panic mode and desperate mode in their mind, because they're not having sexual intercourse. They are doing other things that could satisfy or hold on to a man. So, so with that being said, I believe it's, to me, fear-based, that they're not going to be able to find a man and keep him, basically, and be like, I guess, and that leads to competition. So it's fear-based, desperation, and then they're competing against the women who are not so-called
have the same
views or Christian values as them. Mm-hmm. Did I sum it up right?
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay.
Another thing that pops up in mind is social pressure, right? Mm-hmm. Because the teens and the 20-somethings, young 30-somethings are looking online for their cues on how they should live their life. And if they see their peers booed up, and it's a lot of emphasis now on like couples traveling to these exotic vacations.
Yeah, vacations.
And their life is just so beautiful, and they have a tag of Christian, so if they can do it, then why hasn't it happened to this 22-year-old or this 29-year-old? And so it's like,
and can we pause right there? Can we pause right there? And this is let's just pause right there. I feel like we gave enough information as to like what we believe is the underlying cause of this panic attack. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Fear, desperation, and what was it?
Oh yeah, because you cut me off.
Okay, huh? I'm sorry. Huh? Go ahead, finish. Go ahead, finish.
She like, let's wrap this up. Let me tell you the solution. By all means, I don't want you to lose it.
I done lost it.
Oh my goodness.
I done lost it.
All right, so social pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have these young ladies who don't view themselves as young. They view themselves as super mature and old and, been here forever, and they done learned all these lessons, but they, the fact that they're online every day and several different platforms, and they see these pictures and these videos of these great Christian couples who are labeling themselves Christian, and you don't know people's lives, you know what I mean? But you get a hashtag and you think it's true. Hashtag couple goals or whatever. And they're bombarded by this because they're literally choosing to go online to these different platforms every day and just eat this in, right? Mm-hmm. This is what they're feeding themselves. They're not feeding themselves, say, the word, right?
Right.
As much as or more than they're feeding themselves on other people's lives. And what other people are doing. And they're comparing themselves to these other people. And then once they do their synopsis, right, and write their paper and their thesis, right, and turn in their paper to themselves, they've concluded, based on their, media research, that their life is lacking. And that they're doing something wrong because they're single, under 30, right, with no man. Mm-hmm. And their life does not look like the people that they are admiring online. Whether these be strangers, or these be cousins, whether these be peers they went to school with, they have made that decision. And, it's getting a little I don't want to say dangerous, but it's definitely detrimental to their mental, emotional, and spiritual health.
All right. So are we on the
We are on whatever you want to be on.
Are we on the solutions now?
We are.
All right. So it came back to me what I wanted to say as far as so we're recapping now. Coaching sessions for being single Christian over 30. And I know we didn't like really emphasize on the whole Christian part, but I do feel like along with the social pressure of just the look or the appearance of what couple goals are, vacations, and all the other little hashtags that's going on out there, it's also the fact that it's an inner conflict or inner turmoil, because even though you're desiring what you're seeing. So it's like it's almost like you're fantasizing or really coveting. Thank you. You are coveting these things and allowing the enemy to be able to hook you with the allure of, or is that the right word?
Come through with the allure.
The allure, it's alluring you to those things.
Yeah.
And then you compromise your value, your morals, and your principles, and your spiritual walk. And that's how you get distracted or get deterred off your path that you're on. So my thing to you is that you need to take your time. We use the word deception. We use the word distress. Deception is from the enemy. You are already, before the man thing, the bae goals, the travel goals, or whatever, couple goals, hashtag, whatever, love, okay? You are on this path. You have a goal. You have dreams. You have passions that you want to continue to do, and the icing on the top would be to be in a happy, healthy, whole relationship. In order for you to be in a happy, healthy, whole relationship, you have to be happy, healthy, and whole. You don't go in there lacking things. And when you are 19, 20, 21 through 29, 30 through 35, okay, like when you're at that age, you're still, or should be still, finding yourself, learning who you are. Learning who you are, the best way is in Christ Jesus. Like knowing who you are in Him, your inheritance. Everybody want to talk about this Proverbs 31, this queen, I'm a queen. No, you can't. Well, in order for you to be that,
why are you saying
okay,
like that?
because you're a queen, then act like one. Be a queen. You have to know yourself. You have to know who you are. You have to know whose you are. If you are claiming to be Christian, then you should know Jesus, and you should have a whole healthy relationship with Him. You should have a day-to-day act like walking with Jesus the Christ, okay? And that relationship will give you what you need. You should not be lacking in love, lacking in all these different areas. That's how the enemy can hook you, because you take your focus off of your relationship with Christ. And then that allurement, that enticing, that that desire becomes an idol. It becomes more than your relationship with Christ. And I'm only telling you this because I know, I mean literally. Oh, sorry. Literally. So, with that being said, the bottom line is keep your focus on Christ. Don't allow, and just remember this too, guys, women, single ladies, single Christian ladies, okay? Just remember that as you are, learning who you are and whose you are and your inheritance, and implementing and walking in faith and walking in this life, on this path, in this journey of life in Christ, He's going to endow you and infuse you and download who you are, what you're here to do, like your purpose. That should be like your main thing. He will add. He will lead you to who and what, like what relationships to be in, what everything will work in alignment. You want to stay in alignment with what He has for you and stay in His protection. So that's my synopsis, or whatever you want to call it. I want to say also, you need to have the time again to find yourself, and how to do that in layman's terms.
Thank you for listening to the Two Sisters podcast, where we hope to encourage you on your journey of transformation and healing while having fun along the way. Follow us on IG and Twitter. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family. It's available on all major podcast providers. Just search for Two Sisters Podcast. Till next time.